following graph represents the distance from home of a car as a function of time. So either there's a typo or we're going to go with the fact that this is just a line where the distance is just going to stay at 25 no matter how many hours you are. So the car is traveling at a constant rate, an increasing rate, or a decreasing rate. I think there's a line that's missing here. I think really this is the t-axis, the time axis, but I'm going to go with the fact that the rate of change is zero. It's traveling at a constant rate. It's not even moving. It's like you're parked at work 25 miles from home. And so we're going to say that it's traveling at a constant rate. But it's not really traveling at all. It stays 25 miles. So the rate of change would be zero. The rate of change is the change in distance, in this case, divided by the change in time. Right? Miles per hour it'd be in. But there's no change in distance. And time changes to be whatever you want it to be. So, say from time 1 to 2, there's no change in distance. From time 1 to 3, 2 hours pass and you didn't change your distance. That's why the rate of change is zero. The y-intercept is where you intersect the y-axis. So that occurs at 25. Equation for the line in slope-intercept form. So it'll be y equals mx plus b, but m, the rate of change, the slope, is equal to 0. So it's just y equals b, where b is the intercept, and that's your 25. So this is the line y equals 25, unless I'm missing a line that was drawn in. If another car B has a y-intercept at 0.50 and is parallel to car A, I guess they're talking about the graph. So that would look something like that. Parallel means they have the same slope. So the equation for that car, the m would still be 0, but you'd have a different y-intercept. It'd be 50. So the equation for that car, this part zeroes out, be y equals 50. The function that represents that car's distance from home. Okay. That's a strange question. Next question. The cost of renting a medical bag is $80. Plus, you're going to have to add on to that $5 per month. So M is going to stand for month, and C is going to stand for cost. And we're going to say that it is a linear function. Let's fill out this table. When you don't have any months, you're still going to have to pay $80. But then when you go for 2 months, it's an additional $10 on top of the 80, so $90. When you go for 4 months, it's an additional $20 on top of the 80, so you have to pay $100. When you go for 6 months, you'll be adding on $30 to the 80, 110, and basically this is going up by tens. Every time this goes up by 2s. So we can guess here and say 120. We can verify it though by plugging in 8. 5 times 8 is 40. Add that to the 80, and that's how we get to 120 also. So it's a linear function. The slope would be the change in cost divided by the change in month. For a linear function, this should always be the same value. So no matter what 2 points you use, you should get the same value. Looking at 2 of these points here, if I change them, if I look at 6 and 4, say, the change in cost goes from 110 to 100 when I go from 6 to 4. There's 2 points here, 4, 100, 6, 110, and I look at the change in y over the change in x, or the change in c over the change in m. So we subtract the y's and we subtract the x's, or the m's here, and we get 10 for the difference in the y's, 2 for the difference in the x's, so it equals 5. The equation of the function is what we have here. 5m plus 80. Let's write it like that. You have to pay 80 and then $5 per month after that. That's the equation for the function. The y-intercept, when m is 0, the cost is 80. So 0, 80 is the y-intercept. The x-intercept, if your function is equal to 80 plus 5m, or 5m plus 80, the x-intercept is found by setting y equal to 0. The y-intercept is found by setting x equal to 0. Well, in this case, playing the role of x is m. In this case, playing the role of y is c. So if I set this equal to 0, 5m plus 80, what we find out is that it's going to be a negative value, which really, in the context of the problem, makes no sense. We subtract the 80 over, and we get negative 80 is 5m, divide by 5, and 5 goes into 80 16 times. So m is negative 16. In the context of the problem, it makes no sense, but that's the answer to the question. Okay, great.